Oh, welcome back. Welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. How are you doing? It's yet another Friday, 18th of April. Time goes fast. I'm going to disconnect the Wi Fi. I might disappear for a sec, just making sure everything works. I'm now on the internet cable. Welcome to Supercharged Fridays. 274 weeks of live streaming every single Friday on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. My name is Sonal Behel. I'm a career strategist and former HR director. And what I do, if we haven't met before, hi, happy you're here. What I do is essentially help those who are transitioning, doing something, thinking about doing something different, figuring that out. And how do I do that? I help people who are either like at work, like working but not happy and want to change, or are between jobs and looking for the next best thing. And my specialization is helping you to find a job search coach. Essentially a job search coach. And salary negotiation is one of my expert areas. So if this is what you're about, I'm happy you're here. Consider just being here, and we'll hang out. I've been doing these live streams every Friday since January 2020, so over 5 years. Welcome to my orbit. You're in now, and I'm gonna make sure you stay as long as possible. I got lots of stuff for you to check out. Lots of free stuff. Check out my YouTube channel. It's got a whole library of videos to help if you've got all kinds of any questions about job search, career stuff. It's all there. There are like over 400 videos in there. So check that out. Lots of free stuff in there. I got a podcast called How I Got Hired. A new episode comes out. A new episode drops this week. So I'm excited about that. I interview amazing people from around the world and I basically ask them, how'd you get hired? How'd you get this role that changed your life? We get into like details. And it's great fun. I got a newsletter. Check that out. Just go to my website. All the stuff is there. I like to have fun with this. This is not like, oh, hello, welcome to my newsletter. Like I like to have fun with it, right? So that's a little bit about me. And how are you? How's your week been? I did this last Friday, and what happened was it was fairly quiet, and I ended up leaving in about 10 minutes, which is okay. It happens. It's rare, but it happens. However, I later found out there were a couple of comments that never showed up when I was there live. So I'm going to make sure that things are working technically. And wherever you're watching me from, just say something, okay? Don't be shy because this doesn't work if we don't have participation from the audience. What's the point, right? It doesn't matter how many people are watching. I don't care about that. I'm less about that. I'm more about like quality, right? Connection, making it count. All right. I think everything is working as it should, which is good. So, how are you doing? How's your week been? Is there anything I can do to help? Consider, yeah, telling me in the chat and let's get into it. All right. Hi, Sharon. Thank you for being here. I'm great. Thank you for being part of today's live stream. Do you love subscribers? Yep, every single one of them. Every single one of them. What's not to love, right? Good people attract good people. That's what I like to think. So, how can I help? Let us make sure. I'm going to make sure things are okay. Okay. I'm going to check just to be on the safe side. I'm going to check my phone as well, and we can hang out. Got a couple of minutes. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We can hang out. In the meantime, I'm just checking that everything is working. All right, good. Everything is working. Okay, I got questions in there, so let us get into it. Thank you for being here live. What is up? Live from New York. Love that. Thank you for being here. Hi, Sheldra. Lovely to see you. Welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. I got a question here from Eunice. Hey there. How can I help, Eunice? I was promised to get a promotion, so I shifted from one function to another as part of an IJP, which is an internal job posting. Okay. Now the manager is saying you have to wait for the org chart, which is now almost 4 months, and there's no update from management. Ugh, hate it when that happens. Sorry, I'm just checking if everything is okay because there's a comment here that LinkedIn wasn't working. Okay, it seems to be okay, but maybe there's a problem with commenting. Thank you for being here, Noel. I appreciate it. There's nothing written. Manager's just telling me to wait for a few more months. Yeah, this is tricky. I am not going to tell you what to do, Eunice. As much as you want me to tell you what to do, I'm going to say, please, 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 go and listen to your guts here. Listen to your instincts. Let's take a step back. Okay. So this is not just about I was promised a promotion and they haven't given me a promotion. Now I'm angry. I'm going to leave. It's not just about that. It's about, do you see inside the culture? Because there is no company. What is a company? It's a building, right? It's people. People are what make an organization. It's not the name and the brand. It doesn't mean as much if the people aren't there, right? So my question is, when they say they're going to do something and they don't do it, have you seen a pattern of this before? That is something you need to see. Because if this has happened before with others, then yes, it's not surprising that it's happening with you. And if you believe you deserve it, you worked very hard and you deserve that promotion. And it's, I would wait a few more months and see what's going on. Okay. Things can happen as well internally. So I'm giving you a mixed bunch of messages here. On one hand, is this something that has happened again and again in the past? On the other hand, even if it hasn't happened in the past, and let's say it's happened with you and it's the first time it's happened, there are things outside your control and my control, right? Inside the company, people coming in, new leadership, new management, etc. I would wait for a few moments, but I would also ask my manager, hey, do you have a timeline? Continue to put a little bit of pressure. Okay. But there is a sweet spot. If it's too much pressure, people will also get a little irritated. And if you think they're not going to keep their word and they're just saying it, look for something, but don't look only for this reason. Look because you feel like this is the end of the chapter and whatever it is you could learn, you've learned here. And then it's time to start something else. Yeah, time for a new chapter, if that is the case. So I hope that makes sense. I hate it when this happens. It really feels sometimes like they're dangling this carrot in front of us, right? So I hope that helps you a little bit. So good luck with that. Hi, LinkedIn user. I wish to share my profile and seek your guidance. Yeah, you, at least I can think of one issue you have with your profile, because your profile is not like set as public for third party software platforms like mine. So if you're commenting as a LinkedIn user, I'm just kidding around. That's a small thing that can be checked out in the settings. I think, okay, is that Ankur? Ankur, that's you? Share my profile and seek your guidance. Okay. The best way to do that, firstly, thank you for being here. And I'd love to see if I can help you. Okay. What I recommend you do is you go to this website right here, go to this link, superchargeyourself.com/game plan. The idea there is to see if I can help. Okay, there's a couple of questions you need to fill out in there. Fill them to the best of your knowledge, and then we'll see. We can arrange a meeting. So the meeting is to see if I can help you. The meeting is not, hey, I need some advice, because this is the time to talk about advice. This is free. This is something I do every Friday. But the meeting is to see with people who are very serious and want to change, make a change, and are thinking about working together. Make sense? So feel free to do that. Schedule some time with me. The link works. It's attached to my calendar, and it's gonna link something for you as well. All right. Good. What else? Is there anything else I can do? Okay, Noel. Good. I'm glad. For sure. Good. Fab. There's another question. Gur. Where did I miss? This platform I'm using is sometimes a bit clunky. I'm afraid to say that. There you are. Gur Pratap. Hi, how are you? It's mid-April and the increments, etc., have also happened. I understand. Especially when it's like a new financial year, right? I'm guessing in India. They said they're going to do the increments and they haven't happened. So if it hasn't been told till now, then probably, yeah, Good Pratap, you might be right, but I don't like to speak in absolutes because it's a big decision. And it's very easy from far away to kind of say, this is what you should do. I'm not in his shoes, right? But for sure, if people are, making a decision and they're keeping you waiting, it's also a sign of respect. Eunice, it's something you need to think about. And like I said, if a company has done this before, they might do that again. Yeah, it's not worth it. Life's too short, right? All right, what else is up? Cool. Anything else I can help with? I'm just refreshing to make sure LinkedIn continues to work because I'm not seeing like names and stuff. Okay, no, glad LinkedIn is working. What is up? Happy Friday, Susan. Thank you for being here. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you around before. Where are you tuning in from? Which part of the world are you in? Hi, Raza. Where are you? Where are you tuning in from? How can I get an increment on top of the revised one? On top of the revised one. Tell me more, Raza. What's on your mind? Like, um, let's talk about this. If you feel like, let's say you got a 5% increase and you think you should get more, tell me more. Why do you think you deserve that? You see where I'm going with this? Because this is probably what they'll want to know as well. I love that you're thinking about this. I completely dislike when people kind of put money on the side. And money is not the most important thing. I hate it when people say that. I hate it when people say that. Money is power. Money can do, you can do so much good with money. You can do so much good in the world with money. Of course, you can do bad things with money. We have so many examples of that around the world. I'm not focused on those right now. So if you're thinking, I want to get more, yeah, tell me more. What's your motivation? Why do you want to get more? What are you going to do with that extra money? Why do you think you deserve more? What did you do which was on top of your, you know, job description? You went above and beyond and you think you deserve more. Build a case for it and then ask and find the process. How does this work? This is where I see myself going. I'd like to get that new role. Let's make it happen, etc., etc. Yeah. Forgot to say, by the way, have a blessed Easter. It's Good Friday. We celebrated in India. We used to, I remember us saying Good Friday when I was a kid. Here it's Easter Sunday and Easter Monday in Europe. That's what it's called. So Monday is actually a holiday. Friday is working for many people. So if you mark the occasion, have a blessed Easter. I've never understood Happy Easter because it's, it is, we're talking about the death of Jesus, but of course there's resurrection. I'm out of my depth here. I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, so Raza, if you're around, I'm happy to hear from you. Blessed Easter, Risto. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm just going to continue with Raza. My company is paying less as compared to other companies in the pharma industry. Okay. Okay. HR is asking 3 months salary payslip. HR in a new company is asking for 3 months of payslip. Okay. I want salary on top of the current one. Okay. So, Raza, have you checked out my playlist on the YouTube channel on all things negotiation? Do that. When you have done that, come back here and ask questions because I deliver a lot for free in those playlists. It's called Negotiate Like a Pro. That's the name of the playlist on my YouTube channel. Just write my name on the YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and write my name. I think one of the top videos that features there is called How to Negotiate Salary. But there's many more videos. I made that in 2019. It's an evergreen video, but I made more in 21, 2022, 2023. So watch a lot of those. I share lots of practical, tactical tips. Good luck with that. Okay. And if you still have more questions, watch that first, do that part, do that homework, and then let's talk. Okay. Hey, Abhishek. Hi, Abhishek. As a fresher, how much salary should I expect? I don't know. I can't say that, right? I don't know which part of India you're from, in cities, not city, and I don't have any idea about Indian salaries. Uh, I think that might be the wrong question, Abhishek. Yes, focus. I have a video on my YouTube channel, which is about can I negotiate as a new graduate? Watch that video, okay? Focus on getting a role. Focus on getting a role, even if you are not 100% convinced it meets your expectations in terms of like financial increments. I will always tell you to negotiate, but if it's not working because you're very new and people want to try before they buy type of thing, I would say focus on the role, focus on people. See if you can find a team to work with, which is going places, which is ambitious, which wants to make stuff happen, which wants to have fun, and is very committed. At the start of my career, I would have told 21, 22-year-old Sonal to do that more. Okay? And money will come. I promise. I promise. You work hard, you show up like a boss, you be there for the team, money will come. Lots of money. Okay? Okay. Good luck with that. Yeah, new company. Yeah, do that. Please do take advantage and watch the video. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad. Of course, it's working. There are evergreen tips in there that will hopefully hopefully help you. I see a couple more questions there. Susan and Rehan and Dharek. Thank you for being here. I'm just gonna ask you for a little bit of patience because I'm gonna move next with Noel, who's in New York, and then I promise to get to others. Hey, Noel, how are you? Have you been terminated or asked to resign and provide details? Okay. Firstly, can I just rant, Noel, just for 20 seconds? I got a big problem with when someone says, "Have you?" I was terminated. I mean, unless you were like in an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, no one is terminated. Our contract was terminated. Okay, I've been laid off 3 times. I wasn't terminated. Maybe I was. Then I was like, "I'll be back." Anyway, it feels funny when you're joking and like nobody's really laughing, and you're like in an empty room. You feel like a bit of an idiot. Okay, back on track. If you've been laid off, if you've been this is very different, Noel. I'm not quite sure. One is fired, one is laid off. Laid off is like, the cost cutting, restructuring, redundancies. Fired can be, people don't get along anymore, or misconduct, or perceived lack of performance. Can you clarify which one it is? Because my answer would vary according to what you're going to say. And I don't want to go through all of the scenarios just in the interest of time. Yeah? Let me know. I'm going to wait for a couple of seconds for you to get back to me. And in the meantime, I'm going to go further ahead since a couple of people are here and waiting. Hi, Rehan. I've been working in the UAE for a year and a half without any increment. I brought it up 4 months ago, and the finance manager said it would be addressed after my vacation. Nothing has happened still. I would say follow up, understand the process, speak with the manager, follow up. Don't feel distressed about that. People are busy, they have a lot on their mind. It's not always to do with us, it's to do with whatever is going on. Find out. Say, I'm ambitious. I'm supporting my family. Maybe I'm sending money back home, right? So this means a lot to me. What is the process? I'd like to know, as opposed to I want an increment, give it to me now. That's more sort of looking at it from our point of view. Understand how things work. Um, Especially if you've been there for a year and a half, and maybe the process is that it happens after the 2-year mark. I don't know. Find out. Okay. Good luck with that. Noel, you need to tell me which one it is. Okay. The first or the second or the third. I gave you a couple of scenarios, and I'm just going to refresh, just making sure that I didn't miss any comment from you. Okay, I'll wait for you to come back. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to move on to Susan. What's up, Susan? Hi, I'm Susan Nobles. I'm a project manager based in the US and actively exploring opportunities to relocate to Europe, particularly UK, Ireland, Scotland, Spain, blah, blah, blah. Love that. Okay. Portugal. Besides LinkedIn and Indeed, what else could I look? Challenges, effective strategies, and key considerations for successful international job search and move. Oh, okay. I understand. The international part is actually something I specialize in because I've had a varied career, right? I started out in India, lived in South America, and I've been in Europe for the past 15 years. So maybe if it's worth it, we can have a chat about it. But I think the riches are in the niches. Okay. The real stuff doesn't happen on big boards like Indeed and LinkedIn. It can, but it's just more rare. And it's easy to miss those because they're so like mass media. This would happen more like, with like conversations, the company you're interested in, you're following it on LinkedIn, and you found out a friend of a friend recently started and lives in Dublin now, and you're like, hey, I want to talk to you. Those intentional strategic conversations, number one, will help you, and number two, there are job boards and things like that which are very narrow and very specialized on something. So for example, there could be a job board or a forum or a blog which focuses on all things project management, like real PMP nerds out there. I would say focus on those. Okay, figure that out and make a plan for yourself. Say, I don't know, by January 2026, I want to wake up 1st of Jan, and I want to be living in the UK, or I want to be living in Spain. Love that. Love that for you, right? You can make it happen. And if you think it might be worth it, let's schedule some time together. If you think it's interesting, because this is kind of the thing I do, because I've helped people who've moved from Portugal to Netherlands, Netherlands to Switzerland, Ireland to India, India to the Philippines. Oh my gosh, Vietnam to nonstop. Okay, Vietnam to France, France to Luxembourg, uh, Sweden to the US. Like, I can't. It's just it's possible. It happens. It's not that common, but it's possible. You need a plan. You need to make it happen. And I've seen this happen in my groups repeatedly for sure. So the link to do that is superchargeyourself.com/game plan. So maybe I'll hear from you. And if I don't, good luck with that. Okay, I wish you the best. All right. Terminated. I don't, like I said, I'm not sure, Noel. Okay, just in the interest of time, I'm not sure this has been like, fired for cause versus performance. But anyway, let's assume it's for performance. Okay. Uh, it's a very important question. I'll go back and find it. Okay. No. Have you been terminated or asked to? It's a very pointed question, Noel. I'm a little bit surprised that they would ask you this, particularly if you live in the US, because you said you live in New York, right? In the US, it's very common to be, let go out of the blue with no notice. It's very common. So I'm a little bit surprised that there would be some kind of a bias to something like this. At the same time, if you do get this like a very pointed question, I don't want you to lie, but I don't want you to stay there too long and dig a hole and get into deep explanations, because TMI, too much information, can be a problem. Okay. So you can always you can always listen, and you can reframe, you can rephrase that. So are you asking me if I was ever let go involuntarily? Yes. And you can explain. You can say that the company, the priorities changed, and there were two options, which was I would continue to do that particular role, but that role, that department was making less money, and there were new strategic priorities, or I would look for something outside. And I said that it would make a lot more sense to look for something outside. It wasn't my decision, but it was something that was thought that would be the best thing to do at the time. And that's it. And then focus on why you are there with them. Why are you talking about the new role? Focus on the future. Little bit of focus on the past, but don't stay there. Put the spotlight where you want it to be, not on something that you don't really want to talk about. Make sense? Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah. So Susan, I hope that helps you. I didn't hear back from you, but if there's anything else, let me know. Okay. So just gonna make sure that I didn't miss anything other than before Susan. Hi, Tere. How do you explain change in career fields after spending 5 years in a field? Yes, yeah, I wanted to do something more, curious to learn something more. I felt like whatever I wanted to learn and accomplish in those 5 years, I was able to do in that niche, in that area of expertise. And it was time to do something different. It's a very it's a very normal thing to want to do something different, right? Very few of us are from like our parents or grandparents' time doing the same role day and night for 45 years. Not in 2025, not that common, right? Is it more worth it in 2025 to job hop or stay at a company if you want to make more money? Hip dripster. Such a good question. If money is your primary motivator, you know what I'm going to say. It makes sense to stay fresh, stay updated, stay current. At the same time, if on your CV it looks like every 12 to 18 months you're jumping around, not everyone thinks like you, right? And they may want to question what's going on there. And with money being the motivator, after a while it catches up with you. So you do want to have a little bit of stability, okay? You want to show that at least. Because they will be worried that, yeah, you'll do this again. You'll come here and you'll do the same thing again. So you have to ask yourself at what point, at some point, money doesn't motivate anymore. I think the research had proved, I remember this was like a while ago, I think 2011, I had seen the data. So obviously my numbers are out of date. But I remember in Europe, the number was after 80 or 75 or 80,000 euros annually. If you're in Asia, that sounds like a lot of money. In Europe, it's okay. It's comfortable, but I wouldn't say it's fantastic. Okay. But this is also, like I said, 2009, 2010. But at some point, money stops being the motivator for us. We look for other things. We look for culture fit. We look for where can I contribute. We look for a sense of mission, a sense of purpose, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of belonging. After a while, that matters more. So I don't think, it's not about 2025. It's about like at one point or another, hip dripster, it's not going to be the primary driver anymore, right? I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of a perspective. Uh, Shelda, you have a question, but think I missed it because you've asked lots of questions, but I feel like your first question starts with as, and I have a feeling, have I missed something here? I'm going back a little bit. Just bear with me. No, I don't think so. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. Hi, Sheldra. I recently joined a school as a teacher, and I'm happy it's giving me good career growth. It was affecting my health, so I left the edtech job. The performance was excellent, but when I informed them, the operations manager scolded me. I feel like things are not in the right order. He scolded me. My performance was excellent. He said it was unprofessional, and he denied my experience letter and salary for the days worked. He's also blocked my access and said that no one needs to serve notice. Ugh, am I wrong in this situation? Did I do something unprofessional? Shelter, I wasn't there, so I can't say. But if listen, I'm just looking at the bare facts, okay? If your health was getting affected and you decided to leave, that's your decision. And do you know what? You don't owe an explanation to anyone, as far as I'm concerned. And they owe you money, and they've not even shown proof that you worked there. That is what I call unprofessional, not what you're saying, at least based on the facts that you've shared with me, right? Just looking at the facts. So, no, I'm sorry. That sounds like a very stressful time, and I'm sorry this happened to you. You might have to escalate this, okay? And don't wait. I think you have come on these live streams a couple of times and you've shared this, right? So, Shelja, don't wait. Don't wait. I would escalate this to the head of the company or the boss of the boss of your boss. It's okay now. The bridge has been burnt. It's not about maintaining relationships and contacts there. I don't think you're going back there. It's not about being a troublemaker. It's about doing the right thing now and fighting for what's right. It's the principle here. You worked and they owe you money. They need to pay up. I'm sorry, that's not okay. Okay? I'm sorry this happened to you. That sounds awful. Paula, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días. Argentina. Oh, qué bueno. ¿Dónde en Argentina? ¿Dónde? I'm going to show off my limited knowledge of Argentina. I went there a couple of times, but like 20 years ago. Let me see if I remember. Buenos Aires or Minas? No, Minas was in Uruguay. Buenos Aires. What is that place? That beautiful place that starts with an M that has lovely vineyards. Cordoba? No. I thought it starts with an M. Old age. I can't remember. Buenos Aires. Bariloche. Bariloche. I don't remember. Anyway, that was a long time ago. I digress. I'm a project manager based in Argentina and actively exploring opportunities to come to Europe, particularly UK, Ireland, Scotland, Spain, besides LinkedIn and Indeed. Something weird about this question. I feel like I answered this already and it was from Susan. Must be a weird glitch here because Susan asked me the exact same question. That makes no sense to me. Buenos Aires, ¿cómo estás? Did you see what I see, Paula? This is so weird. So you asked me this question, and I literally look at this question. Did you copy paste or something, or is there a glitch here? It makes no sense. So anyway, if you're just joining me, hi, I'm happy you're here. Bueno, bienvenida. Go and watch the replay because I went into quite some detail when I was addressing Susan. Okay, so good luck with that. All right, last question. I'm gonna let you guys go. Hi, Himanshu. Hi, please help me understand why HR doesn't turn up after completing all rounds and also collect all documents. I wish I knew, dude. I mean, such a good question. Like with every function, okay, marketing, HR, finance, sales, there's good HR, there's bad HR. This sounds like the worst kind of HR when they don't even tell you. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to make excuses for that. I was not one of those people. I took pride in what I did. And there were many good people that I worked with in HR. But there's all kinds, unfortunately. So focus on what you can control. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with incompetent people. There's lots of good people out there. There's lots of good HR out there. Life's too short to be surrounded by mediocrity and people, like you can tell they're just doing it for the sake of it. They're not even enjoying it. And it's just like, just a job. Listen, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with earning, having good living. But for some people, you can tell this is like they do the bare minimum. I don't want that kind of energy. Focus on people who do want you, who call you back and want to see you again. There are they are out there, believe me. All right. Okay. I think that was the last question for today. So thank you for joining. I hope April has been kind to you so far. 18 days already over. So yeah, take care of yourself. I hope this has helped you. And if you enjoyed it, consider just being here. If you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe. I'm live every single Friday without fail. Live is live, A video is good, but live is live. The live energy is not the same. And if you think this can help someone, share this with a friend. Share my channel with a friend. Let them come and find me. And I'd love to help. As you can see, I've been doing this for 5 years and this is completely free. So no excuses. If you want help, come here. I'm going to help you. I'm going to take care of you. And like I said, lastly, if you want a little bit more step by step and you think you're ready to work with someone and get closer to your goals, whatever they look like, new function, new industry, new geography, better paid, check out the link to my game plan call. All the info is there. If I think this is a good fit, you're going to have to answer a few questions. If it's not a good fit, don't answer the questions. If it's not the right thing for you, it doesn't matter. All right, take care of yourself, and I shall see you at the same time next Friday here on Supercharge Fridays.